Off the top at 5 today, a pilot making an emergency landing on a busy US 27 in Miramar. That plane had just taken off when the pilot reported engine trouble.
Let's get right out to Local 10's Christina Vasquez live on the scene of this developing story. Christina.
And we are learning more about what that trouble was. But of course, the good news here is no one was hurt, no one on the ground, and the FAA telling us both pilots on board are okay. Let me step out of the way so you can see. Earlier, if you were joining us, we were showing you how this fixed wing single engine Piper was on US 27 southbound lanes, and you might remember we showed you some video of authorities escorting it and moving it to the side, and now we're bringing you this much closer so you can see what they're doing here. From what I understand from the FAA, the plan is, and you might see two mechanics on board within the windows of this plane, their plan is to try to remove the wings. That's what you're watching live. That way it's easier to tow it back to North Perry Airport. That is where the FAA told us it's a rental from. Now when you go up to Sky 10 and you're taking a look at what we first encountered from this view, you can understand why everyone involved is so fortunate, because we're in a pretty remote area here at US 27 in Miramar. There were no cars in the way, so there was no cars that sustained damage. There were no people on the ground that were hurt. All of this being incredible good news. Okay, so about that engine trouble, remember, FAA had explained that there is a piston rod that had, in their words, let loose. And when that happened, it created a rupture, a hole in the engine. It's that mechanical issue that prompted this emergency landing here on US 27. And what's interesting to note is, you might remember, it was just last month in January where something a bit similar happened. In that case, it was a single engine Cessna, and the pilots on board said that they also had a mechanical issue severe enough that prompted them to have to do an emergency landing again on US 27, in that case by mile marker 39, and also in that case no one was hurt. And back live where I could tell you, I am looking as they are beginning to take what looks like a seat out of the main compartment of this plane. And once again, at last check, from what we understand, the plan was to try to take the wings off this plane and get it towed back to North Perry Airport. Reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.